Welcome back to my channel, Custom Scrapbook Design by Christy Stubbs. Yes, Halloween is over, but I am bringing you another Halloween layout. I am using the Goosebumps collection by Pretty Little Studio. And here I am just kind of cutting the center uh, print out of that piece of patterned paper. I thought I could see the pattern kind of repeating 3 times, and that middle one was the full pattern. I generally tend to stick all of my pattern paper off to one side when I'm layering it, so today I wanted to try something just a little bit different and center it. And again, I've got my tearing tool out. I seem to be using that quite a bit lately. And I'm inking the edges. It does look pretty dark. I just re-inked my pads, so it was a little bit heavier than usual anyway. And I'm going to be using 2 adhesives on this layout. Generally, I tend to stick to my Creative Memories tape runner. I've been a consultant for 30 years with them, and I just absolutely love their tape runner. And in the last 5 years, I have come across art glitter glue, which is an amazing permanent glue. So I'm just using the glue to glue down some of the paper pieces in this project. And on that pattern piece, you can see me using that tool, and I'm just burnishing that paper down, which means I'm just applying enough pressure with that tool to spread that glue out underneath that piece of paper. And here I'm just tearing that orange. I want just a little orange strip on both sides of that black, but I want to also conserve my orange paper because I'm going to be using the back side of it, that dusty blue color side, to build my mats. So now you can see me just kind of adhering that down with my tape runner just to get that little pop of orange color to offset that black. The Pretty Little Studios Goosebump paper line actually has quite a few papers in it too that could be used for something else. So I'll probably only come back with maybe 2, possibly 3 more layouts in this series, and then I'm going to be moving on to Christmas. So again, I mentioned I always kind of offset it, so I put it in the center this time, which I actually really like the look of that. But I did find it harder to determine where I wanted to place my photos just because I didn't want to cover up all of that patterned paper. So I ended up cutting 2 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 photo mats and played around with that a little bit. But I ended up going back and grabbing the cutoffs from that. And so I ended up having 2 cutoffs that measured 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So this layout will, when you're done, hold 3 photos. I'm not 100% sure I love the final look placement of where I put the photo mats, but I'll let you decide. If you decide to play along with this, you may change your placement just a little bit. I did go back into my ephemera pieces, just what I had left. I'm not going to pull out anything new to use. I want to just try and use up as much of the collection that I have open as I possibly can. So I found a few more ephemera pieces that I wanted to use, and of course, I want those to pop off of that background just a little bit better. So I'm going to end up going back and inking all the edges. But first, I kind of like to preview everything, set it where I think it's going to go, and make sure I like the look of that before actually gluing any of it down. So here, again, I'm just inking the edges of those photo mats, and it's probably a little hard to tell from this particular view that it does kind of help it pop off of the page just a little bit better. These small ephemera pieces like that spider and the web, that art glitter glue works beautifully for adhering that down because you can really control the amount of glue you're using and also use just a real thin bead of it on those skinny pieces. So if you don't have any yet, I definitely recommend getting some, and you can find some on my website, and it'll be in the link down below. So I'm just finishing up, kind of putting on all those pieces. Again, if you've gone to my shop and noticed that I was out of this line, I have gotten it restocked. So there are a few more paper packs in there if you're ready to start working on all of your Halloween pages, or do a couple Halloween projects before moving on to Christmas. And then I had that sticker sheet with the Halloween sayings and phrases. So I'm just going to add a couple of those and just fill in a few of the little blanks that are on the page. I'm using my Cricut flat tool there. I got the sticker on crooked and I could lift that up and straighten that back out. And I end up going back and kind of moving the mats in just a little bit. Like I said, I really didn't want to cover that pretty pattern paper, but that would also be a great place to maybe add a little tag if I want to add any documentation to the page. So thanks for sticking with me. And if you're interested in this collection, be sure to check out my website. Have a great day.